Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Kez and I'm a cash stuffer, avid crafter, living in New Zealand on my way to the UK to spend a year with my mum and do some work over there. And this channel I've started to keep me accountable for my money and to record my journey. So in one of my previous videos, I talked about taking some money back to the bank from some of my savings. So I took $300 from my website account, which I'm not going to do, so that's gone back to the bank. The $150 was from arts and crafts, and I couldn't remember the 100, but apparently Cohen has paid me back $100. So that's gone back into my bank account rather than being in savings, so that it's paying down some of the interest. I have a revolving credit mortgage, so it means my bank account is part of my mortgage, and the more I save in that account, the less my interest is. So we're checking in for the final week of April, and I have been working very hard on my no spends. So you can see that I've done a few no spends this month. Today has been a no spend, which is the last day before payday. And tomorrow is the last day of the month and I would have been paid again. So just checking in, we've had Easter, we've had what's called Anzac. My regular money's come out. I've run a card class. I've run a martial art teaching. I've sold a couple of things and I've taken money back to the bank. So I'm going to add this extra 300, 400, 550 over here, which is back to bank, because it was sitting in my savings earning a tiniest of interest, not as much as it would be sitting in my revolving credit mortgage. So I've been quite sick over the last couple of weeks and spent quite a bit of time in the doctors. Luckily, most of my care has been free. I've bought some snacks because I've been so bored. I've been overeating. But generally, I've been quite good at not spending too much money. And yesterday, I did go back to work and my boss has said, just do what you can and don't, overdo it. So he's been really good. So let's go to this page. Now, I won't zoom in too much, but basically, I earned $333.88 from side hustles. I took everything I could out of my folders to pay back debt, and that came to $1,827.75. I then had both my wages. Because I was in Japan for 2 weeks, I actually didn't pay take out any money for my savings in that 2 weeks, which has made a huge difference to my budget. So not only did I take lots of money out of my binders to create that fund to pay back debt to myself, I also didn't pay any savings into my envelopes. Now, yes, on one hand, that will see me short at the end of the year. But the way I figured it is that it's better to pay back myself and keep my interest on my revolving mortgage low than actually put that money into savings and then my interest rate on my mortgage to be high. So I ended up with a total of $7,020.51 all in on my income. My mortgage and stuff like that came to $2,276.51. My savings challenges were half, so they were $425 with my food and cafe. The other thing I didn't do was buy petrol, which saved over $100. I didn't buy food for a fortnight or go out to the cafe, which saved $275. So that was savings. And then I didn't put away everything for my bills. So instead of paying $1,260 towards all these saving funds, sinking funds, I paid $555. Here is my debt, and my debt totaled $3,964.99. So I was in debt to myself quite a bit. I've discovered there's a bit more debt to go yet, which I will start looking at adding up. So there's a train pass for Japan that I didn't put into my debt. And there's also my English flights and those sort of things that will eventually, I hope, to pay off over the coming months with earning overseas. I'm going to take a breath there and breathe. Do you find that when you're talking and you get excited, you talk too fast and then you don't breathe? I must remember to breathe. Anyway, doing the sums, hopefully it all works out. The $3,964.99 has been reduced to $299. I can't believe it. This method truly works. I cannot believe how I've managed to knock back nearly $4,000 worth of debt to $200. Even though I didn't pay out for those 2 weeks while I was away to my sinking funds, I think that overall that money is now sitting in my bank account instead of sitting in savings. Savings don't earn very much, but my interest rate drops quite considerably. So I saved on petrol, I've saved on the interest on my mortgage, I saved on power because I was away, I saved on food because I was away. Them being sick, I've saved on petrol, I've saved on packing, I've saved on all sorts. So April has been much better month for me. And what I want to do is just show you, this was March's tracker. This was all the money I spent. This was prior to going to Japan. This was getting my house ready to go to become a rental. This was getting my flights ready to go to the UK. This was paying for things for Japan. This was all sorts of things. So this was March. No wonder I created so much debt. Let's look at April. This is why cash stuffing works. Look at that. And there's nothing really to add here because I've already added my YouTube, which came out today. And I've already added my groceries that I did yesterday. And I've had a no spend day today, and I'll have a no spend day tomorrow. Look, it's amazing. And here, this is my flights to the UK. They came out, and that's the debt that I need to pay off quite quickly when I get to the UK. It's doable. So if you are in debt, even if it's to yourself, making yourself accountable, making yourself write every single thing down that you spent. Everything I spend. Everything I spent this month. I think last month I got such a shock from this page. And there's a few pluses, but most of it is minuses. And I think that it's a bit like when you go on a diet. They say write down what you eat. And you go, no, it won't make a difference. But it does. So I am so grateful for finding this method. I am so grateful that I can pay myself back. I've still got a way to go. I'm still in debt to myself, nearly $7,500, which is my UK trip. But that can be paid back. And also by taking money out of my savings, because it's not serving me anything anymore, $550, that is gone into my account, and that will be included in to May's money because I haven't included it in here. But if we count that $550, I've cleared my debt, but I'm going to carry that over because it's an incentive. And then once I get to the UK in June and I get a job, I will then add on the nearly $7,000 I owe to myself for travelling. Let's review my goals. I had more no spend days, but I didn't get to relist things that I wanted to sell. So again, I didn't sell very much. It's not, things aren't selling. I've made amazing progress to my debt. I don't have words to how incredibly amazing that was to do those sums. Amazing. And I will start looking at that UK debt when I get to the UK and get a job. My YouTube, thank you so much to coming along on my journey. I'm at 29 followers, subscribers, sorry. And if I get to 50, I can go live. I'm going to start doing some shorts, I think. But I'm really enjoying this process of getting my YouTube going, and every day I look, and thank you so much to all those that have commented. It's great to see that you're actually watching and you've got things to say. I love that. So I'm going to keep working on filming. I'm going to keep practicing to get it right, so I don't have to keep cutting and making it choppy. And then I've got a new goal. My goal that's coming up for this month is to pack my life up in New Zealand. I'm really happy to be going because I'm only going for a limited time. I'm saying a year. It might be 13, 14 months, who knows. I might not want to come back to New Zealand winter. I might want to come back towards the end of New Zealand winter. This is my home. New Zealand's my home, even though everything's more expensive here and the way things happen here isn't like the rest of the world. I just love living in New Zealand. I love the people. I love the environment, and everything's good. So going to the UK for me will be a good way to remind me and help me see my life is so blessed living in New Zealand. So let me know what you think. Please let me know what you think of cash stuffing. Let me know if you've got any questions. I'm quite happy to answer them here. But this is May. It's looking really tidy at the moment. I've got some side hustles going on. Got to make some money. I do have few classes left for the year. Left for my time in New Zealand. And I've got a house leaving party thing on this Saturday, and I actually move house on Thursday the 29th, and I will be flying out of New Zealand on June the 3rd. So my mum is terribly excited. She has created me a room all of my own, and it'll be really good fun to catch up with her and spend some real quality time together. So yes, thank you for watching, and please give this the thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share. That would be wonderful. But thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.